So I'll get a little closer for this. What we're going to do is I'm going to draw from the holster, and I'm going to do it at a certain speed. And what I'm doing this for is so that you have a video of someone going to draw their gun, and you don't know when I'm going to draw my gun. It's not going to be a beep. You have to go off of my body movement to know that I'm about to go for my gun. So as soon as I go for my gun, or you see that I'm about to go for my gun, whenever you think it's about to happen, you draw your gun while watching your TV and try and beat my draw speed. I'm going to start off a little slower, and then I may speed up, and then I may mix it up. I might do a slow draw, I might do a fast draw. You don't know what's coming, and that's going to make it that much more fun. You don't know when it's coming, but when you see my body start to move, or whatever you pay attention to, whatever you decide to pay attention to, when you see me going, you draw your gun and aim at the TV and try to beat me on the draw, or try to beat me to the point of getting that gun purchased out. All right? Hold on just a moment. Get everything else out the way. All right. All right, here we go. Go ahead, reholster. We're just gonna keep doing this. Not gonna do too much talking. Maybe I'll do a little bit of talking, and I may draw while I'm talking. You may not know when it's coming. And speaking of such, one guy that I always think about when it comes to draw speed is, I believe his name was Bob. Was it Bob Munden? Guy was on a level I don't know if I can reach. Now, there was a point in time when oh boy, I don't remember what I was about to say, because the draw, look at that. Bob Munden's speed was like, it was unbelievable. There was a show that Stan Lee created called Superhumans, I believe it was called Superhumans. And he had Bob Munden on there. And they said that his hand speed, just doing the motion of the draw, like it wasn't even about the draw itself, like the shot, like it was about his hand movement. Now, the only thing about Bob Munden is his draw had to be in a certain body motion for it to happen, right? So in other words, he couldn't just be sitting there like hands up and then boom and be, you know, and do it at anywhere near that speed. He had to be set up. Thought I was gonna draw, didn't you? He had to be set up with his body like this, and then he would, you know, do it. But if he was just hands up, I've never seen him draw from that. And I don't think, I'm positive he couldn't do it with that speed if his hands were here or over here or whatever. So I value the person who can draw with great speed with his hands in any type of way, you know, from here, you know, from anywhere. Now, let me say this. I believe very heavily in the importance of draw speed. And part of that is because it saved my life. So I actually had to use, like, the speed was important to me surviving a specific situation. If I did not have that level of speed, I about 100% I wouldn't be here right now. And with that being said, that was speed. That was me sitting in a car. Sitting in a car. I just so happened to not have my seatbelt on. When I pulled up, I took the seatbelt off. But still, the draw was from inside the car. And I seen a guy over here. I'm not gonna go through that whole story. That story's on the page. It's called the AM/PM. What's it called? It's called the AM/PM situation or something like that. But just type in AM/PM or scroll down until you see that, and you'll see that. And I explained that situation, but it was the draw speed. It was the draw speed that really saved me. And I was able to dominate that situation. So it's a big deal to me that you get that draw speed down. And with that being said, the days of the Wild West, like, there's a lot to learn from that. I think some people look at that wrong. You know, I think they look at that like that was in the past, that was old. We're more advanced than they were now. But you got to understand, they were in far more altercations than we are now. Like, it was going down, you know, it was happening. Like, people were engaged in that. You had to really be good with that. You have to be good with your draw, or you were a dead man. And it is important. No matter, don't let anybody tell you anything different. It's important. Your draw speed is very important. I have some videos up. There's a guy who was in his driveway and talking with his buddy, and a car pulls up, and the guy pulls out, just rolls up to where they're at, to his driveway, and he gets out his car with a gun. Well, that guy in his driveway, was a little confused, and he seen the gun, and then he started going for the gun. Now, luckily, the guy who had the gun in his hand, he was not prepared to actually have to use the gun. So, because he had the drop on him. But the good guy was able to draw, I think it was a 2.7 second draw. It was fairly slow. But luckily, the guy that he was dealing with, the guy that jumped out the car on him, was not ready to use that gun to, like, kill him. If that guy, and most guys aren't. Most guys that come to rob you or take whatever from you, most of them are not prepared to actually have to kill you. Like, they're using that gun, and they're banking on you just being afraid, scared, take it, boom, that's it. Yes, there are people who are ready to use it. There are people that really just want to kill you, and robbing you is just like the afterthought. There's that. Like, there are people who just want to kill. You know, gang initiations, high. There's people that get high off some stuff, man. And when they get high off that stuff, they're not them anymore. You know, the drug, they are the drug, especially PCP. Now that causes people to do the most insane things. And so you can kind of see something that's not right. You know, when somebody's on PCP, they're kind of telling you in their actions, their body motions, their, you know, just the way they're moving. You can tell, okay, this person is not right. You know what I mean? Yeah, so the draw is important. And like I said, the guys in the Wild West had, you know, they knew and understood its importance. Very important. And they practiced it. Wild Bill would draw every single day. Now, I used to, and it wasn't even that long ago, it was once, when COVID hit, my practicing pretty much stopped. Where you would think the opposite would happen, because I'm like in the house most of the time, you think, but no. What I would do before I leave the house is I would draw at least 5 times with the clothes I had on. Because what you have on day to day can change the way your draw is. Okay? Your draw can change depending on your clothes, period. And so every time I put on different clothes, this shirt might be 2XL, I might put on an XL the next day, or, you know, whatever. It might be a 2X that's brand new, and then a 2X next day that's been washed, a little shorter, different type materials, whatever. A sweater, a button up, you name it, right? Hoodie, different type of clothing brings about a slightly different feel in the draw motion. I hope you beat me on that one, because if you didn't, you need to play this video over and over until you get it right. But anyhow, you know, if you're dealing with somebody, you know, some crazy stuff's going on, and you're good at reading people, then when they go for that gun, you are just that much more prepared. Because let me tell you, what's most important is owning the drop. You need to own the drop. The drop is the most important. It is the most important part, almost. It's like the second most important. The most important thing, period, is the awareness. The awareness is everything. And then the next step is getting the drop. You need to make sure you own the drop. It's so freaking important. And it is the reason why I have been in these situations where I didn't have to fire a shot. I owned the drop. I own the drop. And that's when you then have all the control. Now, yes, there may be somebody that, even though you had the draw, they're still going to try and pull, but at that point now you have the advantage, and you can unfortunately take that guy down before they take you down. That part's not unfortunate. It's unfortunate they have to shoot somebody in the first place, but you know, you then get that one up on that person. So Very important. And I have what's called the 5 rules to avoid a gunfight. I think maybe I want to rename that, but it's named that. I gave it that title because if you follow those rules, you should own the drop. And if you own the drop, in most cases, you control you control everything. Whether it's get on the ground, call the police, whatever, you're in control. Of course, that's not always the case, but it usually is if you got the drop. So 5 things. Number 1, defensive profiling or awareness. They're almost the same, but they're not. And I say defensive profiling rather than just awareness because I feel awareness is something that you need to have, gun or not. Like, it's not even a gun thing. It's not even necessarily a self-defense thing. Awareness, you need to be aware of your surroundings, period, all the way around, to avoid a car accident, to, save somebody, whatever. Don't freaking $100 bill on the ground. Like, be aware, for whatever reason, be aware. So that's such it should be a part of you regardless. So I say defensive profiling. Defensive profiling, you are then, it has nothing to do with the person's race, any of that, religious background. It's just you're reading that person, right? Somebody's moving weird, like you're on everybody. You need to be on everybody and kind of calculate threat levels with each person, defensive profiling. And sometimes somebody's going to seem very weird in the way they move, the way they act, the way they look, all kinds of things. So you want to be aware, defensive profiling. Number 2 is put yourself in the most ready position without escalating the situation. This is extremely important. Put yourself in the most ready position without escalating the situation. So if this guy is just acting so super weird, this guy might rob this convenience store the way he's acting. I don't know, but he's acting off. Well, I don't want to draw my gun on him like he hasn't done anything. He's just acting strange. So what do you do to make sure you're better equipped to get the drop? Well, I may do something like this. I may grab my shirt, right? I know where my gun is. It's right here. So I might stand in line, and then the guy's just not right. And I may drop my hands and put my hand right here, gripping my shirt here, okay? And just gripping it. And it's unassuming. You don't know what that is. Hands in my pocket. I'm just chilling. But I'm not escalating the situation. Escalating the situation would be me drawing the gun, right? Or even just pulling it out and like this, and like, I don't trust you. Like, that's just, no, that's not right. It's not legal either, okay? So doing something like this, or there are situations like I've been in my car where I was able to actually pull the gun out and just have it in my hand while I'm driving, and they can't see the gun from where they're at. So I was able to put yourself in the most ready position without escalating the situation. So if I could pull my gun out and have it in my hand and they don't know it, right? I'm in the best position possible, and I'm not escalating the situation. I haven't made them go, oh, you pulling a gun up? You know, that's not, they don't know it. And yet I'm completely, if something is going to happen, the drop, I'm going to own it at that point, right? So there's that. Put yourself in the most ready position without escalating the situation. Number 3 is oh goodness, what is the word I used? In other words, what I'm saying, number 3 is to take control of the situation. Okay, that's number 3. Take control of the situation. Number 4, de-escalate the situation. De-escalate the situation. First, take control of the situation. Taking control of the situation is more important. It's more important than de-escalating the situation. Yes, we want to de-escalate. But some people, you can't. Like, they're going no matter what. They're high, whatever the case. No matter what you say, they're going in. It's much more important to control the situation. Control it first. Then, if you can, try to de-escalate the situation. And last but absolutely not least, leave. Leave. That's not even number 5. It's random. It could be number 1, it could be number 2, it could be number 3, 4, or 5. Get out of there. Leave. There's certain situations where you can't leave. Like, if you try and leave, you're going to get killed. But if something don't look right and you're getting ready to pull up to this 7-Eleven to grab some drinks for the family or whatever, and something just does not look right. This guy kind of runs into the 7-Eleven or the AM PM, and you see him yelling at the person at the the register or whatever. Look, that's up to you if you want to feel like being Superman and going in there and saving the day, but not knowing the situation, like, leave, get out of there. Get out of there. Call 911 and get out of there. Again, that's up to you. If you want to go in there and try to, save the day, that's on you. That's something that you are making the decision for with your family in the car. It's up to you. You may anything, man. Anything. You pull up here, you pull up there, you're walking here, you're walking there, stuff don't look right. The way people are moving, like, hey, that guy looks sketchy, and what is he? Let's get out of here. Leave. Leaving is number 1, buddy. Okay? It can be number 1, should I say. But it's a floater, is what it is. It's a floater. It may not be a situation where you leave immediately. It may be, that guy's not looking right, but, just leaving right now is not the right thing. I'm going to go ahead and grab my shirt now because I don't know what this guy's up to. Yeah, I think now's the time to leave. Let me go ahead and get out of here. I got a chance to, I'm gone. This don't look right. Right? So now you're leaving around number 3 rather than number 1. But leave is a floater. Wherever that fits, you get out of there and get yourself safe. Okay? not every situation is a save someone situation. I got to go to an ATM, pull some money out. As you pull up to this ATM, there's some guy standing next to the door, like, you know, that just looks wrong. And it's like, gonna get out of here. Leave. That came before it was number one in that instance. I'd rather go find another ATM. I'd rather pay the $3 surcharge than deal with this, right? So there's stuff like that. All right. Those are my 5 rules to avoiding a gunfight. But they're just 5 rules, period, to handle a potential shit hits the fan situation. So this gets you your exercise, man. You get to do a certain amount of draw strokes, and you can put this on every day and get to a point where you're beating me on every single draw. Every draw you got me beat, right? If you can beat me on every single draw, you're pretty good. You're pretty good. And that's not saying that I'm some crazy, amazing, you know, draw. But if you can beat me at these speeds, even the ones that are a little quicker, I can guarantee you that it's faster than the knucklehead who just grabbed some hot 45 that probably got 3 bodies on it that he's got tucked in his, you know, when he goes to draw. I promise you it's not going to be as quick as some of the draws that are in this video. All right, so that'll be about it with this video. Stop it, rewind it, play it again, and like I said, and just keep doing it until you can beat me on that draw. Maybe I'll make another one where I'm not talking, because then what will happen is you'll go, I know as soon as he gets ready to say this, he's going to draw, right? And even then, it's still going to help, you know, if you can still beat me even when you know what's coming. It's going to help. Drawing, practicing that draw speed, period, I promise you, it's going to increase your likeliness to survive a deadly situation. What I use today is a Glock 29. It has the 15-round mag in it with the X-Grip fill-in, right? I don't know why that the proper name is missing my mind here, but this setup is the best for me. I love it. You see that little round part right there? It makes like a bobtail. So when I grab it, my hand here is going into it, and it is the most comfortable feel. I mean, it's so comfortable. When I grip that, it feels, it's amazing. So I got 15 rounds in a Glock 29, a barrel that is almost the same length as a Glock 19, very close. 3.8-inch barrel compared to a 4.4-inch barrel on a Glock 19. It's very close. It's got in this setup, it's got a longer grip, so it's got like a 19X grip, right? So this is kind of like a Glock 20. This setup is kind of like a Glock 29X, if you will. It has the short slide, but it has a long grip, and it feels amazing when you shoot. I also did a little undercut here. I did some stippling that just, it's the greatest feeling in my hand. You wouldn't believe. There's I've got some, you know, there's trigger work and things. I do all my own work, but there's trigger work, the stuff done on it, but nothing crazy. It's like a 3-pound trigger, and maybe something else. I don't know. I know the barrel, the feed ramp is polished, but besides that, there's not much besides the trigger and that, and then this right here. Dremeled that so we've got more finger space, and then putting the X grip there with the 15 round mag. And this is my #1 concealed carry. This and one other gun that I have, but I kind of go back and forth with which one is my favorite. So anyhow, that's the end of the video. Hope you had fun getting your draws in, and maybe I'll make another one where I'm more silent. Maybe they come a little quicker so you don't know when they're coming based on what I'm saying, right? It's just quiet, and you just got to go off the body movement. And if the voice is doing something, maybe you can even just turn it down, who knows. But this is just the first one, so be easy on me, all right? Thank you. Whammy out.